Welcome back to Let's Get SASE. This time we are live in Las Vegas with Cisco Impact. So today we have our editor-in-chief, John Martin. We have our SASE host with the most, PK. And then we have our Fed expert guy, Alvin Richburg. So we always say that SASE is a journey. So I want to start off by asking you guys, what is your SASE journey? How did you get into security? How long have you been at Cisco? So we're going to start it off by interviewing John first.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. So I've been in networking security for about 25 years now. I've worked at some of the biggest players in the industry, and I'm passionate about SASE because it's a convergence of all these technologies that I've worked in over the years. I've been at Cisco since 2021, and I joined because I think it's one of the best places to have that journey going forward.
I've been in this industry for 15 years or so. With Cisco just shy of 10 years. Why I joined Cisco is basically, the recent, survey shows up one of the greatest places to work, and I can vouch for that. It's been absolutely amazing ride so far. With respect to SASE, this is my second year in the SASE role. Prior to this, I was an SD-WAN, as TSA, and then before that, I was a data center guy, so I've been playing multiple roles. Good. So other than that, why SASE? I'm just looking at industry has gone through many transformations. When I started with before this as an SD-WAN TSA, the problem was about connecting. But now the problem is not just about connecting, but securely connecting, not just from the branches, but it has, gone from how do I connect my, devices and all other things securely from my home and access the things that I'm having access to in a proper, secure way with applying, right postures, continuous monitoring and things like that. It's an interesting field, and I always like challenges. So here I am doing SASE.
Boy, I got my start basically in the Marine Corps, everything being A+, Sec+, Net+. Then when I finally got to the fleet, they made me start working on network stuff, and that was terrible. When I finally got out, I started working with University of Texas, and then I moved over to working with the Fed over here, doing not over here, we're in Vegas, but in Washington, D.C. I started doing network access control projects and a lot of firewalls, a whole lot of firewalls. But that I fell in love with security, doing those types of projects. And then, SASE came onto the market, and I got interested in the role, applied, got the job, and then it's just been history since. I met all these great people, and they've already told you what SASE is and all those things like that. But I'm long-term in security. Sarah?
Yeah, so I got started in tech early on. I've only been at Cisco for about 2 years, so I knew as a kid I was really into technology, I was really into video games. I actually went to the Cisco Networking Academy, so I was doing that in high school. And that's where I really found out that I really liked networking. Not a big fan of programming, so I just fell in love with it. I took CCNA 1 through 4, all those classes, and then I went to college, got really into networking. Security goes hand in hand with networking. So then I fell in love with the idea of protecting networks on top of just traditional routing and subnetting and stuff like that. So then I got involved in all of the new technologies that I could at companies I worked at before, just trying to learn as much as I could. from the best of the best and stay up to date in security. And then that's how I found SASE, and that's how I met all y'all.
Dope.
So our next question is, what is the biggest cybersecurity threat that you see with your customers? I'm going to hand it off to John.
Yeah, Sarah, I'll have to go with poorly secured applications and data. As we move to a cloud-based, SaaS-based environment, a lot of customers don't consider that they need to secure their applications and, more importantly, their data as they make that journey. And so, with SASE, you have the application is the center of your universe, right? What are you securing? You're securing traffic between any user and any application. And so with SASE and specifically with Cisco SASE, that's what we do. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest challenges my customers always bring up is data breach. But if I connect that with what we are doing with respect to SASE, it's mostly about unauthorized access, getting application access from the right place, the right time, with the enough privileges is what I'm hearing a lot. It's a solution that Cisco has in our truck, and there are various different ways that we can solve the challenge. That's what excites me every time I talk to my customers, because we have a lot of ways to solve their problem, and we are, part of that. That makes me proud.
All right. I'm gonna be honest. I think the biggest thing that I run across, and it's no shade to my customers. It's more so either poor policy, poorly written policy, or poorly implemented policy. So, I've been working in security a long time, and tools come and go. But as you introduce more tools to your network, and you have similar problems as the ones you had before, you start to realize that it's not the tools, it's not the point product issue. It's ultimately you have a policy that is either insufficient, or you have a policy that you have failed to implement, and now you're trying to purchase your way out of that problem. There are consultants out there that will assist you in making a solid security policy, but also, a lot of the standards are just the same. If you have a standards-based approach to how you build your organization, you often run into a situation where you have better implemented policy, you have clean audits, your organization a little bit more successful. And also, I guess I'll add a little bit, clean organizational structure outside of just security policy, just clearly delineated teams or clearly merged teams. It depends on your organization and your needs, but at the end of the day, you want to have a clean organizational structure and clean policy. Sarah?
Yeah, I was going to say, in my previous experience working in manufacturing, education, healthcare, I would say tech debt. So my biggest fear that kept me up at night was we have these really legacy technologies, from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s that can't be updated because they run, your manufacturing plant or whatever. If they get compromised, that is it. East-west traffic used to keep me up when I was implementing firewall rules. So having microsegmentation in there, having, segmented networks that essentially can't talk to other networks without correct policy in place, like Alvin mentioned, that is the ultimate solution, and tech debt is something, again, that keeps a lot of our customers up at night. So where do you see SASE going in the future? Are there any new emerging technologies that we should keep an eye on? John?
Yeah, from my perspective, I think the biggest trend, the short-term trend, is going to be a unified SASE environment. So, Cisco as well as others are trying to unify the policy into a single dashboard, make it easier for IT administrators and network administrators to get to all the security controls. Like Alvin said previously, get those policies in one place. Single dashboard. No more having to go between 5 or 6 dashboards to make that happen. It's huge. It's going to make anybody's life in IT who manages a SASE platform so much easier from a lot of perspectives. That's what I think.
Yeah, and I'm going to echo the same with simplicity, whether it's unified SASE, using AI to simplify your firewalls and other policies, or even using quick and new zero trust mentalities. That's the whole idea behind a lot of our security solutions at Cisco. On average, our customers have anywhere from 60 to 70 different security products, right? The goal is to simplify everything down and make it easier for security professionals to actually take action on ransomware and attacks and malware and all that stuff, as opposed to just chasing noise. So that's also part of the XDR solution, where you can feed in, of course, your Cisco technologies into it, but you can also take your third-party security tools and put all of that into one platform and then take action on the stuff that really matters. So again, simplicity is really where we're going next. That's all we've been talking about here at Impact this week. So yeah, that's about it. Simplicity is the goal. All right. So with all this said, if you have any additional questions about anything that we have covered today, any of these new Simplicity security tools, of course, we're at Impact, right? So we're getting all of the new information, and we're so excited to share it with all of our customers coming up. So this has been season 1 of Let's Get SASE, and if you have enjoyed our content, please let us know if there's anything else you'd like to see in season 2. We had a great time recording it. I know we weren't all in person, so this has been really special getting to be in person with the whole cast. Check out our YouTube channel, subscribe, like, smash that bell button. Yeah.
So I wanted to wrap this up by saying this has been a great pleasure to be with all these great people this season. Again, like she says, like, subscribe, hit that ring bell, hit that notification bell. Coming soon, season 2 of Let's Get SASE.
So buckle up.